The following is a presentation of KBEK Sports, local sports.
Past the 25, to the 20, to the 15, he's gonna high step into the end zone, touchdown!
Here, wide receivers split each side.
He's still going into the end zone.
East Central Minnesota, the action starts now. To bring you the call, here's Ethan Game Day Gilman.
Gentlemen, and welcome inside Chisago Lakes High School for tonight's volleyball matchup between the visiting Princeton Tigers and the Chisago Lakes Wildcats. I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. I'll be bringing you all the action from tonight's Mississippi 8 Conference matchup here tonight between the Tigers and the Wildcats. It should be a good one. I was here about a week ago exactly for Chisago Lakes Becker in that Mississippi 8 Conference game, and that was a fantastic one between those two teams in which Becker wound up getting the victory in the fifth set. But, man, that was a fun battle through and through in that one last week, and I got to imagine this one's going to be much, much of the same entertainment-wise as these two teams are looking and hungry for their next win. Of course, we're out at Chisago Lakes High School for tonight as we take a look at both of our teams here tonight, starting with the Princeton Tigers, who come into this game sitting at 14-1 on the season. They currently rank number 11 in all of Class 3A. Now, they play out of Section 7 3A with some very good teams, some very talented teams, those teams being one of their Mississippi 8 Conference foes, North Branch. North Branch is one of those teams that is right now on top of the conference, on top of the section, as well as in the top 3 of the state in terms of standing. Their QRF rank right now is number 3. Also in their section is Hermantown, who is ranked 5th in the state at 9-0. Then Grand Rapids, who is ranked number 8 in state in Class 3A. So you've got 3 of the top 10 teams in your section alone. It is not going to be an easy section to get out of. North Branch back to their winning ways and looking very, very solid, trying to get back to that state tournament in which they have not been to in a few years. Taking a look at some of the rest of the teams in the class, Delano, Northfield, and Mount Westonka ranked 2, 6, and 7, but the number 1 team is Matamidi at number 1. Going back to Princeton, taking a look at them, they are 14-1, as I mentioned on the year, 3-1 in the section. That lone loss came against North Branch in a tournament-style setting, and that came not that long ago, back on September 7th. Well, it feels like that not that long ago, but it is a darn near a month ago now. But for Princeton, they have won 36 sets and have only lost 7. 2 of those 7 came against North Branch. The other 7 that they have lost came against Cambridge Isani, Nevis, Duluth East, and Monticello, along with Esco. Now, they didn't lose those games. They have won those games. Again, the only game they lost was against North Branch over at that tournament in North Branch back on September 7th. That was a Saturday. That's been their only loss, but we need to take a look at their schedule because their schedule is pretty favorable. They played Zimmerman, Rockridge, and Cloquet. Now, I'll give you Rockridge and Cloquet. Those are pretty good teams. But in that tournament over in North Branch, they faced some really good competition, but they could not get past North Branch. Then their schedule, again, was more favorable, facing teams like Cambridge Isani, Big Lake, St. Cloud Apollo, and Monticello, all who are not having as good of seasons as they would have liked and would have liked to have seen their records a little bit more better in the win column at this point of the season. After beating Monticello 3-1 last Thursday, they went to a tournament up at Duluth East on Saturday where they beat Cloquet, Deer River, Nevis, and Duluth East. But again, their schedule remains favorable throughout the rest of the season until tonight. They do face off against the Wildcats of Chisago Lakes. And let me tell you something, I watched this team last week. This team, you can never count them out. They are a team that you always have to watch out for because they are always going to be right in the thick of things talking about trying to get a win. But for Princeton, after tonight, they will have one more game this week in a dual setting in which they will face off against Becker on Thursday at Princeton. Then on Saturday, they'll head to Mora High School for a big old tournament over there. We'll have some of our local teams there, including, of course, Mora. You also have Rush City, Hinckley, Finlayson, along with Bram. Those are just some of our local teams that will be there on Saturday along with Princeton. And then after that, they'll have to face North Branch, Becker once again, Duluth, Denfeld, Zimmerman, and St. Francis. A lot of conference games coming late in the season here for this Princeton team. And some will look at that as a benefit because, well, then you really get to see what your team looks like this late in the season. Others may look at it as, well, now we get to play our toughest matches of the season late, so we really get to find out what kind of team we are. But for Princeton, again, they're 14-1, ranked 11 in the class, have won 36 sets, and have only lost 7. On the other side, for the Chisago Lakes Wildcats, they play in a, well, only a fairly decent section in Section 4-3A, where they have the home of the number 1 team in the state, Mahtomedi. It was the number 1 team in the state at 11-0. Chisago Lakes is 3-11 on the year. And believe it or not, they're 1-0 in their section, having won 9 sets and losing 26 of them. Taking a look at their schedule, they lost their season opener to South St. Paul 3-0, then went to the Rush City tournament where they would win 2 games there. After losing to Litchfield and Pine River Bacchus, they beat Rockridge and Hill Murray. Then they would come out and beat Hill Murray. That one was rescheduled to actually last Monday, so we'll talk about that in just a moment. But they would beat Minneapolis Camden 3-0, then fall to Rush City and Monticello. But that Rush City game, it was a lot closer of a game than what the scoreboard shows. It shows 3-0, but man, Chisago Lakes played really well in the second and third sets of that game and made it really close. After that, they went to the Midwest Volleyball Warehouse down in Burnsville, Minnesota for that tournament, that Class 3A showcase that's new this year. And they played teams like Grand Rapids, Ricori, Mound Westonka, Monticello, and Kaysen-Mancherville, all really good teams, really talented. They did not come out of there with a win, but again, to be able to get to that showcase is something in and of itself. They came out of that showcase getting to play against Hill Murray, in which they won that game, and then they fell to Becker 3-2. It says 3-0 here on MinnesotaScores.net, but that is not true. It was a 3-2 loss against Becker. But it was a close game against Becker. It was a really fun one, and they were, maybe 1 or 2 mistakes and big hits away from that game going in their favor. But I think tonight should be a fantastic game. Princeton, again, has had more of a favorable schedule than Chisago Lakes. If we take a look at some of the teams that the Wildcats have faced off against, I mean, South St. Paul, you got Litchfield, Pine River Bacchus, who is a team who is always, if not almost every year, getting to state in Class 2A, or Class 1A, excuse me. Litchfield, another one of those very good teams who seems to always be in the mix. Rockridge, also one of those teams. Then they came out and played against Rush City, who for 2 years in a row has been to the state tournament and are trying to get back this year. Then you've got Monticello, who has been a volleyball powerhouse for many, many years. Unfortunately, their record would not show that this year, but they are still a very good team. They've played some of the top teams in the state, has Monticello to begin the season, and Rogers and Delano, only those teams, yeah. And then they have played Princeton, whom they lost to, but they have played some other tough schools along the way as well. But for Chisago Lakes, again, a very tough schedule up to this point. Just looking at some of the teams that they've lost to, I mean, Grand Rapids and Ricori. Grand Rapids, we've seen they're one of the top teams in not just the state, but in their section as well. Also Ricori, Mound Westonka, Monticello, and Kaysen-Mancherville again. Mound Westonka, not real sure about them. I haven't heard too much about them, but this year they're doing really well. 11-2 and ranked number 7 in the state in all of Class 3A. So you've got some very good competition that Chisago Lakes is facing off against. And if we're looking at the Wildcats team, I think their record does not show how good of a team that they are because, again, they have just faced really, really good competition, and that should definitely bode well for them come playoff time. For Chisago Lakes after tonight, they will play against, Cambridge Isani on Thursday before they will host their own tournament here at Chisago Lakes High School on Saturday, where we will have two of our local teams, Pine City and Cambridge Isani, a part of that tournament, as well as Maranatha Christian, Blaine, I Falls, Matamidi, and Holy Angels. Then next week they'll play against Zimmerman and St. Francis before next Friday they'll be at Burnsville High School for a gigantic, and I mean gigantic, tournament. That will happen down there before wrapping up the season on Tuesday, October 8th at Big Lake. So for the Wildcats, it doesn't get any easier. And for their section, their playoffs begin, according to MSHSL.com, they begin on October 23rd. So for Chisago Lakes, according to MinnesotaScores.net, their last game will be October 8th, and their playoffs will begin October 23rd. We'll go to their Mississippi 8 schedule and double-check that, because sometimes those two can differ a little bit just because of games that have had to be rescheduled, and or postponed. So we'll make sure that that is, in fact, the last game, and it looks to me like it will be. So that will be their last game. They will have a game before Big Lake at Coon Rapids. So a little bit of a difference there, but not too much. But again, for Chisago Lakes, the record not showing as good of a team as they are, but I'm telling you right now, as we go throughout the season, this Chisago Lakes team has been battle-tested, and I mean battle-tested. And once they get to the playoffs, I think they might shock, quote-unquote, some people, because I think they're going to get to the playoffs, and some teams are not going to know exactly what to expect from Chisago Lakes, because I think the teams are going to look at Chisago Lakes' record, especially at this point, 4-11. They're going to look at their record and go, well, they may not be as good of a team as some others that we might face. But then you're going to watch them play, and you're going to go, oh, wait a minute. Where has this team been? Well, it's been here all along. They have just played a really tough schedule. And again, I think it's going to bode well for them come playoff time. Their section is a very tough section in for 3A, in which they play in. And I think this tough schedule that they've got in front of them is going to only give them more confidence as they head into the playoffs, where they'll play teams like Matamidi, St. Paul Harding, St. Paul Coleman Park, St. Anthony Village. Those teams are the top four right now in their section of 8. So we'll have to wait and see. Does look like it's parents' night, so we're going to get our parents of these Chisago Lakes Wildcats volleyball young ladies. They're going to get their recognition. So maybe a little bit of an extended pregame here. The JV game went a little bit long. That was a 3-set thriller between both of these teams, in which Princeton, the Wildcats wound up winning. Princeton came back, but the Wildcats did win it. So we're going to take a commercial break here, hear word from some of our fine sponsors, then we'll be back to talk some more about these two teams as we get set for first serve here at Chisago Lakes High School in this Mississippi 8 conference matchup. You're listening to Volleyball here on Nice 95.5.
KBEK Sports, local sports.
Past the 25, to the 20, to the 15. He's going to high step into the end zone. Touchdown!
Slips one, slips a second, able to get away for Sluga. Back underneath, far side, and a goal to the lane, and just gets the roll. Wow.
Mora, Pine City, North Branch, Bram, East Central, Hinckley Finlayson, Malacca. Find out who plays next at kbek.com.
AOML. BRB. B4N.
Period 02.
BF.
143.
AAK.
1 a.m.
Apostrophe S apostrophe.
These are two teenage girls texting each other, and we have no idea what they're saying either. Maybe the WCMP Deals guy can translate.
This week, get 18 holes at Stone's Throw Golf Course in Malacca for just $25. That's 50% off.
No, I don't think that's what they were saying at all. But find these and other great deals at WCMPradio.com/deals. WCMPradio.com/deals. OMG, TTYL, money sign, heart emoji.
Kettle River Pizza loves supporting all the local teams. And if your team is interested in fundraising, well, they've got you covered. Kettle River Pizza has years of experience in fundraising for local teams, organizations, and clubs, and they would like to help you too. With their experience and the fact that Kettle River Pizza is an easy sell, your fundraiser is bound to be a great success. Visit Kettle River Pizza online and click on their fundraising tab. Kettle River Pizza, a winner every time. Grab a few at your local convenience or grocery store for after the game.
Hey there, Matt Winsan, CEO of Burnett Dairy Cooperatives. Everybody knows that there are great places to play in Northwest Wisconsin, but did you know there are great places to work too? At Burnett Dairy Cooperative, we employ our local communities within 5 counties from our Grantsburg location. We offer competitive wages, 401k, profit sharing, and great benefits, and you will have the opportunity to grow within our herd. Lots of opportunities to grow. Come be a part of our herd. Visit BurnettDairy.com, click on the Careers tab.
The mushroom melt is back at A&W. How does this sound? Sautéed seasoned mushrooms and onions with melted Swiss cheese on your choice of a juicy burger or grilled chicken. Then add golden french fries and a medium soft drink. It's the mushroom melt and fries combo at A&W. Now, top it off with a classic A&W root beer float featuring vanilla soft serve and made fresh root beer, all in a frosty mug. Or how about the A&W root beer freeze? Signature combos and delicious treats always at your local A&W restaurant in Pine City.
KBEK Sports, local sports action, the play-by-play call.
For 3, knocks it down.
Interviews with local coaches and athletes.
Yeah, all of our games are tough, our section opponents.
Community engagement.
Thanks for having us.
Again, I'd like to thank you for the opportunity and the coverage that you give our local athletes. I know it means a lot to them. We have a pretty good group here.
The games, the interviews, the schedules. Find them online. Find them at kbek.com or the Nice 95.5 mobile app.
Embrace Orthodontics offers a unique specialized approach to orthodontic treatment with custom braces or Invisalign. The team at Embrace loves getting to know their patients personally and takes the time to make sure all your questions are answered. Their board-certified orthodontists use only the latest in modern technology to give you the best outcome possible. They work with your insurance company and offer flexible financing options to fit your budget. Call today to set up your free exam and see how Embrace Orthodontics can transform your smile. More online at embracemn.com. That's embracemn.com.
Ditch the shovel and wheelbarrow. A New Holland mini track loader lets you get more work done with ease. It's narrow by design, so you can easily get in and out of tight spots. Versatility is its calling card. The loader powers a wide range of attachments like augers and trenchers. Big operating capacity puts more jobs on your can-do list, making it perfect for residential construction and landscaping. Take a break from back-breaking work with a reliable mini track loader. See one today at Baraboo Implement in St. Croix Falls and Rice Lake.
Your journey to smile with your
We're going to try and catch some of the Parents' Night speech from head coach Hannah Lindstrom.
Just for raising incredible young women that get to be part of our program. We appreciate you so much. We'll start with our non-starters tonight. We got captain number 24, Kayla Wheeler, and her parents, Katie and Eric. Number 6, Haley Sandberg, and her parents, Heather and Todd. Number 9, Captain Benae Smith, and her parents, Darren and Bobby. Number 17, Kiana Osmondson, and her parents, Joe and Amy. Number 28, Milana Larson, and her parents, Matthew and Christine. Number 30, Sophie Strub, and her parents, Bob and Kelly. Number 14, Cameron Thorlton, and her parents, Joe and Katie. Number 8, Ella Hagman, and her parents, Jeff and Sherry. Number 16, Nora Weaker, and her parents, Vicki and Don. Number 20, Isabel Benolkin, and her parents, Leah and Joel. Number 10, Sienna Ritter, and her parents, Mike and Lisa. Manager, Libby Cabot, and her parents, Dion and Bob. Manager, Allie Bird, and her parents, John and Avery. Our starters for tonight, libero number 2, Sadie Luma, and her parents, Aaron and Jill. Number 11, Kate Friedner, and her parents, Dan and Amy. Captain number 12, Kayla Larson, and her parents, Grant and Nicole. Number 13, Mariah Cave, and her parents, Tim and Lisa. Number 15, Morgan Mayer, and her parents, Catherine. Number 22, Captain Sophia Alcative and her parents Patricia and Zach. And number 29, Linnea Carlson and her parents Greg and Beth. Thank you, parents.
And the Wildcats are coached by our own Anna Lindstrom and assisted by Nicole Brady.
So there you go, a little bit of the pregame there. It is parents' night for these Wildcats and Princeton Tigers. So for the starting lineups here this evening, starting with the visiting Princeton Tigers, it's going to be an 8th grader, number 1, Ava Meyer. Wow, early start for that young lady, and she'll be a part of that Princeton team for a long time. Then it'll be a senior, number 2, Sierra Christopher, and then a junior, number 5, Kylie Noble, a sophomore, number 7, Gretchen Beltran, a sophomore, number 9, Taylor Davis, a junior, number 11, Megan Kloss, and a freshman libero, number 20, Autumn Lee. On the other side for the Wildcats, it'll be a senior libero, number 2, Sadie Loma, then a junior, number 11, Kate Friedner, another junior, number 12, Kayla Larson, and another junior, number 13, Mariah Cave. Then a sophomore, number 15, Morgan Mayer, senior, number 22, Sophia Al-Khatib, and sophomore, number 29, Linnea Carlson. Those are the starters here tonight for both of these teams. As we get set for first serve, looks to be Morgan Mayer, who will lead us off with the first serve. Her serve is up, and it hits the net, but it does get over. Dug up there by Kloss, and now hit back across by the Tigers, dug up by Mayer. At the net, looking for the kill, and will get the kill. That is Ava Meyer for the Princeton Tigers getting the kill. And the first points of the game will go the way of the Tigers. 1-0, the Tigers with the lead on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Now getting set to serve, Adrina Portine with the serve. It's over and dug up by the Wildcats Larson, but it's into the net, and it's another point for the Tigers. Adrina Portine, another 8th grader here for the Tigers, out to serve. The Tigers have a good mix of some upperclassmen and then underclassmen, and those underclassmen will certainly be a part of this team for a while, especially getting the start. And now with the kill for the Wildcats, that's Mariah Cave coming up and just squaring that one up and getting the kill. Make it 2-1. Kate Friedner will be back to serve. Friedner's serve is over and dug up by the Tigers Lee, and this one is blocked at the net off of the hit from Taylor Davis by Kayla Larson, but it will go into the antenna off the block, and it's another point for Princeton. Taylor Davis getting set to serve for the Tigers. Serve is over, dug up by Friedner. Now to Mayer, and looking for the kill. That time is going to be Larson, and Tigers got a hand on it, but it went backwards and out of bounds, and the Wildcats get one back. Al-Khatib checks in, as does Kayla Wheeler. Wheeler will wear the number 24 this evening. Her serve is up and over. Dug up by Davis, and now at the net, it'll be pushed over and dug up by Carlson. Al-Khatib will look to hit it over, and she does, dug up by Lee of the Tigers. On the far side, they look for the kill. It is out on that far side, and it will be a point back for the Wildcats. And we got to get a ball in here. That one decided to take a little vacation. We've got it in, though. So Wheeler will get set for this serve. We're tied at 3 apiece. This one is up and over, but it is long. And that will give the lead right back to the Tigers. Autumn Lee will go back to serve for Princeton. She is their libero here this evening. Her serve is up, and it is out on that near side, her far side rather. And that'll tie us back up at 4 apiece. Set number 1 getting underway as Bené Smith will check in for Mayer. And also checking in is Osmondson, the freshman for Linnea Carlson. Osmondson will go back to serve. Osmondson last week against Becker had a very good night serving. Had a few aces in there as well. As this one is up and it is over, dug up by Lee. Tigers on that far side get the kill in front of the diving Wheeler. That will make it 5-4. Tigers retake the lead. Back and forth we go here. Tigers will get a few substitutions here, and we'll wait to see who is going to go back to serve. Looks like it will be number 2, Sierra Christopher. Christopher, a senior, one of the few seniors on the Tigers team. They only have 4. As this serve is over, dug up by Wheeler to Osmondson, and looking for the kill that time, and getting it is Kate Friedner. That will push us back to a tie at 5 apiece. In set number 1, going back to serve is Kayla Larson. Larson's serve is up, and it is over, dug up by the Tigers' Kloss, and hit back over, dug up by Larson. Al-Khatib looks for the kill, but it's dug up by Christopher. Pushed over just past the diving Wheeler, and it'll be a kill there for the Tigers. As Megan Kloss will get ready to serve, a junior for this Princeton team. Kloss serve is over, dug up by Wheeler. Now to the far side. Osmondson races after he gets it, and Al-Khatib will hit it back over the net. Dug up there by Kloss, and just tapping it over the net, but dug up by Friedner. Down to Osmondson. Friedner will get set to kill, and it's over, but dug up by Davis. Pushed over, and now dug up by Larson. Friedner will tap it over, dug up by Christopher. Now to Lee on the far side for Davis, and that is a kill for Taylor Davis, and that will extend the Tiger lead 7-5. Kloss getting set to serve for the Tigers. As this one is up and just does get over the net. It first hits the net and somehow crawls its way over. And it's an ace there for Kloss. 8-5 now for Princeton. Kloss with the serve. This one is cleanly over. Wheeler with the dig. It's pushed over the net, but then tapped back across by the tall, standing Kylie Noble. Noble, a junior for these Tigers. Probably the tallest one out on the court at this point. All she had to do was tap that one. As that one off the dig got back over the net, and all she had to do is tap it across. And that one dug up by Al-Khatib, not cleanly. It goes backwards off her fingertips and out of bounds. It will make it a now 10-5 lead. And that will be a timeout called here by the Wildcats. And while
your
they take
journey
one, we'll
to
take a short
smile
one as
with
well.
your forever starts at Embrace Orthodontics. The team at Embrace is committed to providing world-class care and a remarkable orthodontic experience. Choose between custom Light Force braces or Invisalign clear aligners with locations in Pine City, Lindstrom, and Cambridge, and a plan to fit your budget, whether you have insurance or not. Embrace Orthodontics will make your smile journey comfortable, convenient, and customized just for you. Visit EmbraceMN.com today to find out how to set up your free exam. EmbraceMN.com. Embrace Orthodontics, a smile you will embrace forever.
Back here on 95.5 FM, KBEK. That Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard shows the Wildcats trailing 10-5 here early in first set action as we get back out of the timeout of the Wildcats. The Wildcats wanted to call one early. So far, it's just kind of the early mistakes that have ailed them up to this point. Otherwise, they haven't played terrible. And here's the serve from Kloss. A diving dig from Wheeler will get it back over the net, dug up by Osmondson, pushed over by Friedner. And a diving dig by Wheeler and kept alive and pushed back across by Larson. Dug up by the Tigers and on the far side looking for the kill that time. And getting it, I believe, is Taylor Davis once again. 11-5 now the difference. Looking for a ball to get rolled in here. They do get it for Kloss. Serve is going to get over the net. Osmondson paying attention, does manage to keep it alive, and Al-Khatib will get it over. That one again hits the net and rolls its way over. Now hit blocked at the net by Al-Khatib, looking for another one, but it's dug up by Osmondson to Smith. And Friedner will look for the kill. Blocked at the net, and Friedner had it for a moment. It got to Wheeler, but she just couldn't get underneath it. And that'll make it 12-5, Princeton with the lead. Loma will check in for the Wildcats. She checks in for Wheeler as Kloss readies the serve. This one is over, and it goes long. So the Wildcats catch a break, make it 12-6. Coming in, well, maybe. Looks like Wheeler will come in for Loma. Loma will go back to serve, and then Wheeler will check out, and in comes Mariah Cave. So Al-Khatib and Wheeler out, Cave and Loma in. Loma is back to serve. This one is up, and it is over. Dug up by Kloss at the net, tipped over, but Cave. Oh, they're going to say she got the net. Looked like she got it back across, but unfortunately into the net they go, and that'll make it 13-6, Princeton. Kylie Noble back to serve. Noble, a junior. This one is over and dug up, or tried to dig it up, was Larson, but unable to do it cleanly, and it's going to make it 14-6. Noble will ready this serve. Her team leading 14-6. This one is up and it is over. Dug up by Friedner. Osmondson. Cave with the kill. And Mariah Cave with a big hit there. And that should certainly spark a little bit of something for the Wildcats. Bené Smith will check out. In for her is Morgan Mayer. Also checking out is Osmondson, and back in is Carlson. Going back to serve will be Mayer. Mayer, the 5'5 junior. Her serve is a line drive dug up by Lee of the Tigers, and Kloss will push it over. This one's dug up by Larson, and Cave will look for another kill. That is in on that far back corner there. Mariah Cave with a beautiful hit, and a perfect spot for that one too. Really nowhere else she could put that one. Just put it in the perfect spot. And the accuracy was good as well. Mayer with the serve. It's up and it is over. Lee with the diving dig. And hit over and dug up by Loma. Now on the far side for Mayer. And Loma will hit it back across. Dug up by Kloss. Now to Christopher. And blocked at the net. That was Cave with the block there. Cave with the block, making it 14-9, and the Wildcats are on a little bit of a run here. That big hit from Cave definitely got them a little bit of a spark as this serve is over. Dug up by Lee. Now on the far side, hit over by Davis. Dug up at the back line by Larson. And Friedner will tap this one across. Dug up by Christopher to Lee. And now Davis will look for the kill off the block. And Carlson just couldn't catch up to it. The block kind of sent that one out of play. She dove after it, nearly got to it, but just off the mark, and that will make it 15-9. Adrina Portin in and back to serve. Again, the Princeton Tigers have two 8th graders tonight starting, or at least getting significant playing time as this serve is over. Loma with a diving dig, kept alive by Mayer and hit over by Loma. Dug up by Kloss. Now to Portin and over, dug up by Larson. Cave will get this one over. Dug up by Lee for the Tigers, and Mayer. That's Ava Mayer looking for the kill and getting it. Ava Mayer, the 8th grader with the kill for the Tigers. And we'll get the ball in as Adrina Portin readies the serve. 16-9 is our score. This one is over, dug up by Loma to Mayer, and pushed over. Dug up by the Tigers, and on the far side, looking for the kill, was Davis. It was blocked, but it'll be blocked out of bounds. So another point there for the Tigers. And looks like we might be looking for a new ball. Possibly. Maybe. Looks like they just wanted it at the scorer's table. Oh, here we go. Back to the action, 17-9. The serve here from Portin is over. Dug up by Larson. Then to Mayer, and Friedner will tap this one across, but it's dug up by Davis. Davis going to get another chance at it. Blocked at the net by Cave and Carlson, and Carlson was at first wondering what happened, and then the referee kind of gave her the explanation. She went, no, all right, I see ya. Adrina Portin readies the serve. 18-9, the Tigers with the lead. This one is over and out on the far side to make it 18-10. Can the Wildcats build on that mistake and get back into this one as Kate Friedner readies the serve? Friedner's serve is up, and it is over, dug up by Lee towards the front of the net. They have it still alive. Ava Mayer gets that one through the block at the front of the net for the kill, and she'll get the point right back for the Tigers, and now Ava Mayer will go back to serve. Serve is over, and just long. Great eye there by Kate Friedner. She was watching that one the whole way and let it go, and thankfully she did. Loma will check out, in is Al-Khatib. Cave will check out, and Wheeler will check in. Wheeler will go back to serve for the Wildcats. Wheeler, one of the few seniors, I should say. Shouldn't say, it's quite a few. They have got about 5 or 6 as Wheeler serve into the net. And that's a tough one there for the Wildcats, as they'll give that one back. It's 20-11, Princeton. And now Lee is back to serve. Serve is over, dug up by Friedner, and trying to get it over was Mayer, because that one was heading towards the net. She was trying to make a play on it before it got to the net so as not to have to deal with the ricochet, but unfortunately there, as she got that one over, it went out of bounds, so it's 21-11. And Lee will line up this serve. It is over, dug up by Wheeler to Mayer, and Al-Khatib tips it over, dug up though by the Tigers, and on the near side he gets through a block, and it's dug up, kept aligned by Wheeler. Now on the near side, Mayer looks for the kill, but it's dug up there by Addix, and over the net. Another dig here for Friedner. Now to Mayer, and the other Larson. I thought it was Mayer, but no, it was Larson. We have a few of the same last names here. Mayer, Morgan Mayer for the Wildcats, and Ava Mayer for the Tigers. Out is, Morgan Mayer, and has been Smith. Out is Carlson, and checking in and going back to serve is Osmondson. 21-12, Osmondson with the serve. It's over, dug up by Lee. And racing up towards it, getting the dig though, and towards the table here. The dive by Larson. She is okay, thankfully. Racing after that dig and trying just to make a play on it. Almost did, but off the dig it went into the stands, unfortunately. And gotta love the effort there by Larson, but unfortunately unable to get that one. She popped right up though. So that one is over, dug up by the Wildcats, but it goes out of bounds. It's 23-12. Tigers dominating here in this first set, but you know what, that's okay. For the Wildcats, we've seen them and their ability to come back in the next set. And serve is over from Christopher. A dig there from Wheeler to Osmondson, and Larson hits it into the net. That will make it set point for the Tigers now. As Christopher readies the serve, it's up and it is over. Dug up by Wheeler. Osmondson, Al-Khatib looks for the kill, and Al-Khatib with a big hit there, making it 24-13. Al-Khatib with the kill. And it looks like it'll be Kayla Larson going back to serve for the Wildcats. Larson's serve is over, dug up by Lee to Christopher, and on the near side, Kloss. It gets through the block of both Al-Khatib and Friedner, and it gets down, and that will be it for set number one. The Tigers get the victory here in set one, 25-13. A dominant set there by the Tigers of Princeton, but beautiful thing about the volleyball is you have more than one set to play, and man, these sets can differ. So we're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, we'll be ready for the second set here at Chisago Lakes High School on Nice 95.5 KBEK.
Yeah, I'll take a number 2 with a large soda. Excuse me? What? I can't understand anything you're saying. Maybe I just need to talk to a manager.
This week, score 18 holes of golf with a cart at Sovereign National Golf Course. You save 50%. Your total is $22.50 at WCMPradio.com/deal.
All right, that's sweet. Should I pull ahead?
Joe and the gang at Roddy Motors have your next pre-owned vehicle. Vehicles of all makes and models, and vehicles priced to move. Roddy Motors in Mora can also get you financed on site. Or, if you've got a vehicle to sell, Roddy offers consignment too. Yep, they'll help you sell your quality pre-owned vehicle. The 2-time winner of the Reader's Choice Best Dealer in Kanabec County. That's what you call a repeat champ. When you need a quality vehicle, make your way to Roddy Motors in Mora or RoddyMotors.com. RODDY Motors.com.
If aches and pains are holding you back, Wellia Health is here to assist you. Our sports medicine team is dedicated to getting you back to your passions. With extensive experience and expertise, we specialize in managing concussions, a worry for both young athletes and adults. Whatever the injury, let's get you back in action with an appointment at Wellia Health. Call us today at 320-679-1313 or conveniently schedule through your MyChart account. Visit welliahealth.org for more information.
Back here on 95.5 FM KBEK, the Tigers take the first set, 25-13. But the Wildcats will look to change it. They change their fortunes, if you will, here in the second set. As we get ready, the Wildcats and Tigers back out on the court. The Tigers will serve here to begin this set, as the Wildcats served to begin the first set. Just awaiting a final sub as Lee checks in for Noble. And that will ready us for the second set of action here at Chisago Lakes High School. And Loma will check in for Al-Khatib on the Wildcat side. And now going back to serve will be Adrina Portine for the Tigers. And there's the whistle for the OK. Portine readies the serve. The serve is up and over. Dug up by Larson to Mayer and hit it over by Cave, but got a little too far underneath that one and gives it a ride out of bounds, unfortunately. Too much oomph on that one. As Portine readies. This one is up and over again. Dug up by Friedner to Mayer. Friedner will look for the kill, and that gets through, but Lee is there for the dig. And now looking for the kill. Taylor Davis dug up on the dive by Friedner, and unable to get to it is Loma. Wow. Wildcats somehow managed to keep that one alive for as long as they did, but Loma unable to get to it as that one traveled a good distance from her, and she just wasn't able to get after it. We got to love the effort, though, by Loma. This one dug up and hit over, pushed back across by Mayer. And this one is hit over into the rafters and down. The Wildcats get to it. And this one is going to hit the antenna on the volleyball net by Friedner. And again, that one just goes into the rafters, come down, and kind of was a mess there for the Wildcats to try and get after, as now Portine will ready her serve once again. This one's over, and not the cleanest of digs there by Larson, and it's going to make it 4-0 on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. A tough start to the second set for the Wildcats, but again, we know that they do have the ability to rebound quickly and turn the page, as this one is dug up by Larson. And Cave with the kill. It was tipped at the net. Clear tip and then out of bounds. So 4-1 now, as going back to serve will be Kate Friedner for the Wildcats. Friedner's serve is up and over. A line drive serve just dug up by Lee. And looking for the kill, though. And that is going to be Davis, who gets the hit. But on the hit, it went out of bounds. As it was blocked by Chisago Lake, she hit it back, but it was then out of bounds again. 4-2 now. And again, as I mentioned before, Wildcats do have the ability to rebound quickly. This serve is over. Dug up by Kloss of the Tigers on the far side. Getting through the block that time is Ava Meyer. Or Mayer, excuse me. 5-2. Taylor Davis will serve for the Tigers. Her serve is over and dug up by Sandberg. Haley Sandberg into the game for the first time here for the Wildcats. Pushed over by the So 5-3 now. The Wildcats get one back as that one got out of bounds. Kayla Wheeler, as her serve goes in the net. 6-3, the Wildcats trail here in the second set. Just can't seem to get into rhythm here early on, but once they do, they'll definitely turn this around. Just a matter of getting into that rhythm. They just need a big play, a big block, a big hit, something to go their way here for them to kind of catch fire. As this one is hit over off the dig there by Larson. Hit back over. Larson with the dig. Alcatib will look to push across. Blocked at the net by the Tigers. And that will make it 7-3. That looked like a good opportunity for the Wildcats, but the Tigers just well aware of what the Wildcats wanted to do, and they were there for the block. That's just a good play on the side of the Tigers. Got to give them credit where it's due. That's just a really good play. Lee with the serve. It's going to go into the net, so the Wildcats will get one back. It's 7-4, and maybe the Wildcats can catch a little bit of something here. In is Bené Smith for Morgan Mayer. Osmondson will check in for Carlson, and Osmondson will go back to serve. Again, Haley Sandberg is in, one of the seniors for this Wildcat program, as Osmondson's serve is over, and it's going to get down for an ace. And that may be just what the Wildcats needed. A beautiful serve from Osmondson, just does dive right in front of Taylor Davis. That was perfect. Osmondson looking to attack Davis once again, but this time she does get the dig. Kloss looking for the kill, through a block, dug up by Sandberg to Osmondson. And Larson will get it over the net. Oh my goodness. Blocked at the net again by the Tigers. And Larson just couldn't get off her back foot enough to get underneath that one. And the Tigers get another point back, 8-5. We get a few substitutions on the side of the Tigers, and it appears to be Sierra Christopher who will check in and go back to serve. Christopher's serve is over, dug up by Sandberg. To Osmondson. Alcatib looks for the kill, and a block once again by the Tigers. My goodness. Christopher will go back to serve once again. It's 9-5. Serve is over once again. Sandberg, the dig. Osmondson, that one's at the net, and it will hit the net and won't get over. That was a tough one because that one looked like it was maybe going to get over the net, and then it wound up not having enough on it to get over, and Al-Khatib did all she could just to try and get it over. Unfortunately, the net not kind there as this serve is over. A dig, and almost kept alive by Smith. Sandberg with the dig did not get underneath it enough, but Smith almost got to it in time, and that'll be a timeout called here by the Wildcats while they take one. We'll take a short break as well.
A&W Restaurant Pine City is still making
A&W
Rest Beer, that signature item since 1919. It's still made fresh and on site with real cane sugar and a blend of secret ingredients. It doesn't get any better than this. Their world-renowned A&W Root Beer is a classic treat, and they can top it off with creamy vanilla soft serve to be known as the famous A&W Root Beer Float. Now that's smooth, tasty, and refreshing. An American iconic A&W Root Beer Float. It never tasted so good. A&W Restaurant Pine City. Come grab your root beer float today.
Back here on KBEK, nice 95.5 FM. The Wildcats trailing here in set number 2. 11-5 to the Princeton Tigers. Tigers coming in sporting their 14-1 record. A lot of younger players starting for the Tigers here this evening. They don't have a ton of seniors on the squad. They have 4 of them, but getting a lot of underclassmen. Christopher, one of the seniors for the Tigers, ready to serve. That one is over, dug up by Wheeler to Osmondson, who puts it back into play and hit over by Larson. Lee with the dig for the Tigers on the far side. Kloss looks for the kill. It's dug up by Sandberg, Osmondson, and hit back over by Larson. There, though, is Davis, and off the block, getting it and pushing it over is Khatib now for the Wildcats. Tigers have it once again on the far side. Kloss with a big hit there. And that is going to be another point for the Tigers, make it 12-5. Christopher will ready her serve. That's Sierra Christopher, and it's up and over, dug up by Sandberg. It's going to hit the net, off the net. Osmondson, I don't think Osmondson knew it was going to hit the net and really get stuck like that. And unfortunately, she did all she could just to make a play, but yeah, no, I don't think anybody in here thought that one was going to get stuck on the net like it did. That one's over and dug up by Smith. Osmondson setting it up for Larson. She taps it over, dug up by Christopher. Dug up by Lee, and now looking for the kill, that's Blavitt. And it was initially dug up, and then it rolled across a couple of backs, but unfortunately not much you can do when it rolls across somebody's back, unless you can get it to bounce maybe. But that, unfortunately, there will be another point for the Tigers. 14-5, Tigers with the lead. His serve is over, dug up by Sandberg. Somehow Wheeler keeps it alive, and Larson did all she could to get that one back into play. Great effort there by the Wildcats, but unfortunately that one will not get over. 15-5 now, Tigers with the lead. Christopher with the serve, dug up by Benet Smith, back over the net, dug up by Christopher. Lee will chase after it on the far side. Kloss will hit it over, dug up by Sandberg to Osmondson, setting it up for Larson, and she'll hit it over. Lee diving dig, though, and Kloss will get it over. My goodness. The Wildcats just can't seem to buy a bounce at this point. That was so close, and that one felt like it should have been their point, but my goodness, the Tigers just seem to be covering each and every inch of that floor right now. You got to give them credit. They're playing well, but, man, the Wildcats, that was one where it felt like it should have been their point. The timeout called there by the Wildcats. It's 16-5. Wildcats trail. It's set number 2 here inside Chisago Lakes High School. The Wildcats fell in set number 1, 25-13. Here in set 2, they trail 16-5. The Wildcats in that timeout there. Just going over some things. I think here just got to kind of get back to basics. Get back to the fundamentals. Relax. Take a breath. They don't need to panic here. There's no reason to panic. I mean, you're down by 11, yes, but there's no 11-point hit in volleyball. There's no 11-point kill, block, or anything, so you're just going to have to get it back one by one, so you got to breathe. Just focus on getting 1 point at a time, and don't worry about the deficit at this point. Just get 1 point at a time. Serve is over, dug up by Sandberg, and hit over by Larson, but my goodness, there's nowhere to go. Another block by Princeton. Christopher will get set to serve again. It has been all Princeton. Serve is over. Diving dig by Wheeler to Sandberg, and Al-Khatib will hit this one over, and it finally gets down for the Wildcats. And they desperately needed that one. Sandberg out in is going to be Friedner, and going back to serve will be Larson. Friedner in. Larson back to serve. Couple substitutions on the Princeton side. Addix will check in, one of the seniors for Princeton. And Larson serve just over the net, dug up though by Addix. On the near side here, just hitting it over by Blavitt. And dug up by Al-Khatib. Nice job. Osmondson will keep it alive, and Wheeler will get it back across the net. Addix with the dig for the Tigers on the far side. Blavitt looks to get it over the net. They cannot. And the Wildcats get one more back. 17-7 now. And again, for the Wildcats, just focus on 1 point at a time. Again, there's no 10-point serve or hit or anything, so they just got to focus here. Somehow, my goodness, they do again get it over, and a point which felt like they shouldn't have been able to, but they do, and now Blavitt will look to hit it over through the block. Diving dig by Osmondson, kept alive by Larson, and Wheeler! Oh, my goodness. She got it over the net, but it's going to be out of bounds. What a hustle play there by the Wildcats. I thought she was going to get that one in, but that one just went wide and out of bounds. Great effort there by the Wildcats, but they won't be repaid for it. Paige Blavitt back to serve, one of the seniors for this Princeton squad. Her serve is over, dug up by Friedner to Osmondson. Al-Khatib lines that one up, blocked at the net. Al-Khatib gets it pushed back over, dug up by Larson. Wheeler will get it back over the net. Dug up by, that's Lauren Blavitt, and this one's over the net. Diving dig by Osmondson, hit over by Al-Khatib, blocked again, dug up by Osmondson. To Al-Khatib on the far side, Benet Smith, and a whistle here, going to go against the Wildcats. A double hit call. Man, oh man. Just feels like for the Wildcats, they can't buy any sort of rhythm at this point. They've had some really good plays, but they just can't get it into rhythm. This one is over, dug up by Friedner, now to Wheeler, and Osmondson will hit it over. Dug up by, Lee, now to Christopher, and blocked at the net, kept alive by the Wildcats, but I think they're going to say Smith got it into the net. So that will give another point to the Tigers, 20-7. Paige Blavitt to serve. It's over, dug up by Wheeler. Front of the net to Osmondson. She'll get it over, and great play there, but oh my goodness, the Tigers, almost another what seems to be magical moment for the Tigers, but that time it does not get over the net, and maybe now the Wildcats can build on that and pull back into this one. Couple subs here for the Wildcats as Mariah Cave checks back in, as does Sadie Loma. The serve is over, dug up by the Tigers, Davis, and hit over by Lee. Dug up on that far side by Larson and hit across by Friedner. Now Lee with the dig again. Getting over the net, diving dig by Osmondson, and then hit into the net by Friedner. Great, again, effort by the Wildcats. They just can't seem to pay it off at this moment. Kylie Noble will go back to serve, the junior for the Tigers. 21-8 is the difference. Noble's serve is long, and Wildcats will get one back here. Carlson and Mayer will check in for Bené Smith and Osmondson. Kiana Osmondson. Back to serve is going to be Morgan Mayer. Mayer's serve is line drive, dug up though by McFarland. Hit into a block, and Mariah Cave, and Kate Friedner there for the block. And that's a big one for Chisago Lakes. Mayer back to serve, another line drive serve, which is not going to be dug up this time by the Tigers. And the Wildcats have gotten a few in a row now. Can they keep it going? Mayer serve again over. Dug up by Lee, racing after it Christopher, and Lee will hit it over. Dug up by Larson, now to Mayer, and Friedner will look for the kill. Into the rafters, but the Tigers keep it alive. Davis hits it across, dug up by Friedner. Davis looks for, that's Friedner who looked to hit it over the net, but it hits it into the net. And that'll make it 22-11. Substitution here for the Tigers. Checking in is Adrina Portine, the 8th grader, going back to serve. Again, 2 8th graders getting significant playing time here tonight for the Tigers. Portine and Ava Mayer are the 2. This one over, dug up by Loma. Mayer sets it up for Friedner, who looks for the kill, but Lee is there on the dive. And Davis looks to get it across. Blocked at the net by both Cave and Carlson. And this one, oh my goodness. I mean, you can't even draw it up how that just happened. It hit the net, rolled on the Tigers' side, and then wound up going to the far side of the net, and then making its way over and getting down on the Chisago Lake side. I mean, my goodness. They got some sort of magic or something to do the Tigers, because half these plays just wouldn't happen in a normal game. That one is hit and through the Cave and Carlson block for the Tigers. Makes it 24-11. Adrina Portine readies. Her team has set point, 24-11. Serve is into the net. 24-12, so the Wildcats need 12 straight points to erase set point. But again, just focus one at a time here. Don't worry about getting it all back at once. I mean, because you can, but Friedner readies her serve. It's up, and it is over. And that's an ace for Kate Friedner, 24-13. Friedner will ready her serve once again. We'll see if she goes back and tries to get it towards Gabriella McFarland. And she will, but this time McFarland will get the clean dig. And through a block once again. This time Ava Meyer will get it. And much like set number 1, set 2 ends with the Tigers taking it 25-13. So that'll be it for the second set. We'll take commercial break. Hear word from some of our fine sponsors. And when we come back, we'll be ready for the third set in this one. And the Wildcats trying not to make it the final one, hoping to push it to at
Kettle
least
River
fourth,
Pizza, the handcrafted pizza made locally in Ascove, Minnesota. Always the highest quality ingredients. Pizza that is consistently great tasting. A true crowd pleaser. 16 varieties to choose from. Enjoy the classics like pepperoni, pepperoni sausage and supreme, to the unique tastes of hot Hawaiian, taco, buffalo chicken, and chicken Alfredo. Pick some up at your local grocer, tavern, or convenience store. Handcrafted Kettle River Pizza. Moms and basketball players approved.
Some things you just have to chalk up to good genetics. It's genetics that give cattle a competitive edge, and it's Case IH equipment that helps you get the most out of your livestock operation. Case IH has a bloodline with generations of innovation, and whether you're driving a Farmall, Maxim, or Puma, Case IH tractors get the job done. Stop by your local dealer and discover the full range of Case IH tractors and hay tools.
See Baraboo Implement in Rice Lake and St. Croix Falls.
Oh no.
Oh man.
Don't worry, Hones can fix you up. Hones Auto Body and Glass has 43 years of experience repairing vehicles from accidents and damage due to hail. In fact, they've got a huge state-of-the-art facility in Mora, are iCar and ASC certified, and certified in aluminum repair and welding. Plus, Hones is recommended by many insurance companies. Hones Auto Body and Glass in Mora. Hones, they'll fix you up right.
Kettle River Pizza is a proud supporter of sports teams and community organizations. Local groups and teams across the state have had amazing success with Kettle River Pizza fundraising. From sausage and pepperoni to chicken Alfredo or the hot Hawaiian, the cheesy deliciousness practically sells itself. Visit KettleRiverPizza.com to schedule your next fundraiser. It's so easy to get started. Got a pizza craving now? Pick up a Kettle River Pizza at your local grocery store or convenience store today.
KBEK Sports, local sports action, the play-by-play calls, interviews with local coaches and athletes,
It's such a small sample size. That's only 4 games into the season.
community engagement,
I remember the young man who never likes to talk in class, so it's incredible what you became on the radio, and you do an incredible job.
the games, the interviews, the schedules. Find them online. Find them at kbek.com or the Nice 95.5 mobile app.
Back here on Nice 95.5 FM, KBK, third set to get underway. Looking at some of the other games on our local airwaves over on 106.5 FM, Andy Beckstrom up at Hinckley-Finlayson for the East Central Hinckley-Finlayson game. East Central won the first set 26-24 and then took the second set 25-22, a close one up there between those two Great River Conference opponents. As we ready for the third set of action, the Wildcats looking to change their fortune here in this one. And again, all the bounces and everything just have seemed to have gone Princeton's way. And again, they're getting some plays that you almost wouldn't believe were real, the way they're going. Some of the bounces, some of the rolls they're getting, it's just like, really? Did that actually happen? But they have. Sophia Strub will check in for the first time here tonight for the Wildcats, wearing that number 30, the 5'4 junior. Checks in for the Wildcats. As we finalize everything out on the court with both the referees and both the teams. So again, Sophia Strub into the game. The junior for the Wildcats checks in for the first time here this evening. And the Wildcats will start with the serve. It'll be Morgan Mayer back to serve. Mayer readies, and here's the serve. It is up, and it is over. Dug up by Beltran and hit back over by the Tigers, and for the third set in a row, they will score first. It will be Portine now back to serve for Princeton. The 8th grader had a pretty good night back there serving. And this one's over. Dug up by Strum, and Friedner does manage to get it back across. Lee there for the dig, and Kloss will line this one up. It's over, though, off the dig from the Wildcats. And Mayer will line this one up, but it's blocked at the net by Cave. Hit back over by Kloss. Dug up by Loma to Mayer. Cave will look through the kill, and that does get through the block of Princeton. So that will tie us at 1 apiece now with that kill from Mariah Cave. Shrub out, in for her is going to be Larson, and now back to serve Friedner. Tied at 1. Friedner's serve is over. Dug up by Lee, in front of the nets, and tipped over. Cave and Carlson there. And that one kind of crept up on Carlson. Really just a difficult play for her to try and make. Friedner will check out, and in for her comes Haley Sandberg. And back to serve for Princeton is going to be Taylor Davis. Davis serve is over. Dug up by Sandberg, Loma, and Larson gets it back over. Davis with the dig for the Tigers, and on the far side looking for the kill. That is going to be Beltran, and she'll get it and makes it 3-1. Three to 1, Tigers lead in the third set. Davis gets the ball rolled back to her. And her serve is just over the net. A line drive dug up by Sandberg. Off the net and pushed over by Loma. Nice job there by Morgan Mayer to get that one up. And then the hit into the net there by the Tigers. Beltran will give the Wildcats a point, make it 3-2. A much better start to this set than the first two for the Wildcats, and they'll look to capitalize off that. Mariah Cave is back to serve. It is up and it is over. Al-Khatib at the front of the net. In, and Mayer, wow, squared that one up good and got the kill. Make it 4-2. That's Ava Mayer, excuse me. For the kill, makes it 4-2. Ava Mayer back to serve now. She one of the other 8th graders for this Princeton Tigers team. Serve is over. Loma with the dig, racing after it. Al-Khatib and Mayer both good after it, and Loma tried to get that third hit, but then it would not get over the net. Al-Khatib tried to make it look like it was only the third hit as she got it over, but referee well aware that it was hit number 4. And Mayer's serve is over. Loma diving dig. Mayer keeps it alive for the Wildcats and pushed over by Al-Khatib. Kept alive by the Tigers, and they will get it over. Does Beltran. Dug up by the Wildcats, pushed over by Morgan Mayer. Dug up by Davis on the far side. And Kloss will look to hit it over. Dug up by Mayer to Loma, and now hitting it over is Sandberg. Tigers get it through the block. Sandberg with the dig to Loma. And this hit over by Larson. Tigers get the dig, though, and they'll hit it back over the net. Does Kloss. Dug up by Loma on the back line to Mayer. And Larson off the net and down for the kill. Kayla Larson with the kill to make it 5-3. Out is Mayer and Carlson. In is now Alana Larson and Osmondson. So Osmondson is back to serve. And her serve is up and over. Dug up by Lee. And tapping it over, and maybe just a little bit of miscommunication there as that one was tapped over on the second hit. Chisago Lakes just couldn't get to it in time. And substitutions here for the Tigers. That will put Sierra Christopher in. And back to serve. Last set, Christopher was in for about what felt like forever serving back there as her team got on a run. Loma with the dig, though. Osmondson, Al-Khatib, and that's not going to go well for the Tigers as Al-Khatib will get the kill. 2 Tigers went after the dig, and it wound up going into their bench area. As now Sandberg will check out. Friedner in for her. And back to serve is Larson. Larson's serve is over, and it's dug up by Davis and Lee, and Christopher somehow manages to get to it, and Lee will tap it across. Dug up by Osmondson to Loma, and hit over by Larson. On the far side, Tigers get it over. Diving dig, though, by Kayla Larson, and the Tigers get the dig once again. Dug up again by Kayla Larson. Al-Khatib tries to push it across, but it winds up getting into the net and falling of the side of the Wildcats, and that'll make it 7-4. Gretchen Beltran back to serve for Princeton. Strube will check in for Larson. That looks to be the only substitution. Beltran serve into the net. That'll make it 7-5. Al-Khatib will check out. In comes Mariah Cave. And back to serve is Sadie Loma. Loma serve into the net. So back-to-back serves that go into the net, and that makes it an 8-5 lead for the Tigers. Quick substitution, and Autumn Lee will go back to serve for the Tigers. Lee has done a good job as well, a freshman for the Tigers. Her serve is up, and it is over. Carried a little bit, but Strub with the dig, and Lobo will hit it across. Dug up by Lee on the back line, front of the net, and Mayer will line this one up. Dug up by Osmondson, Loma, and Strub will get it back over the net. This one dug up by the Tigers. Strub gets the dig. Osmondson and Friedner will hit it back over. Dug up by Christopher. On the far side, Davis looks for the kill. Strub with the dig. Osmondson will push it over. Dug up, though, by Beltran. Christopher. Beltran will look for the kill. Blocked at the net by Mariah Cave. And Mariah Cave with a big block there for the Wildcats. Morgan Mayer will check back in. She comes in for Milana Larson. And Morgan Mayer will go back to serve. Carlson in for Osmondson. And again, it's Morgan Mayer back to serve. This one is up, and it is over. Dug up by Lee. Christopher, and on the other side, Davis. And that one is a kill for Taylor Davis to make it 9-6. And coming in and going back to serve, Adrina Portine. Portine back to serve. It is up and it is over. Dug up by Strub to Mayer. Cave lines it up, blocked at the net by the Tigers. And a block at the net for the Tigers makes it 10-6. Portine will ready her serve once again. It is up and over. Strub and Friedner. A little bit of miscommunication there between both of them. It'll be an ace for Portine. And the miscommunication makes it 11-6. Tough one there for the Wildcats, as again Strub and Friedner were both there, but just a little bit of miscommunication as to who was supposed to get it. Portine, the serve, and it's just over the net, a line drive hit. It's over the net on the dig. Carlson keeps it alive, and Friedner just does get it back over the net. Dug up by the Tigers. Davis, again, that is Taylor. Yeah, it is Taylor Davis. I was right. She gets it back over, and Wildcats unable to get under it for the dig. 12-6. The Tigers lead here in the third set. Portine back to serve again. A much better start to this set than the first two for the Wildcats, and hopefully they can build upon that and take this set and win it. Loma with the diving dig gets it back over the net. Tigers' Ava Mayer will get the kill through the Wildcat block. My goodness. Big hit there by the 8th grader, and Portine back to serve. And a lob serve over. Strub with the dig to Mayer. Friedner. That one's down right between two Tigers. And Friedner will get the kill. Friedner will go back to serve. And Kayla Larson will check in for Sophie Strub. Said that weird. Sophie Strub. There we go. Friedner getting ready to serve. Friedner, serve is over. Dug up by Beltran. Lee keeps it back in play, and Beltran will get it back over the net. Dug up by Friedner to Mayer on the far side. Carlson looks for the kill, but it's dug up by Beltran. Setting it up for Davis, and right there, though, is Mayer for the dig. Loma, and looking for the kill. Friedner, dug up by Lee on the far side, and Kloss will get it over. Dug up by Mayer to Friedner. Setting it up for Larson. Lee diving dig. I don't know how, but they managed to get it over. Carlson with the dig. Mayer setting it up for Larson, and Larson gets it over. Lee with the dig on the back line for the Tigers. On the far side looks to be Kloss. She gets it over, but Larson is right there. Mayer pushes it over. Lee with the dig for the Tigers. Davis looks for the kill. Dug up, though, by Friedner. Mayer. And now Larson looks for the kill. Lee with the dig. And Klaus will look for the kill, tapping it over. Kept alive by, for a moment, Larson. And then it does find the court and gets down, and it's 14-7. What a play there by both teams as Friedner out, and in comes Haley Sandberg. Man, what a point there. That was a fun one. And checking in is Larkin Addix, one of the 4 seniors for Princeton. Addix will serve. This one is over, dug up by Loma. To Mayer, and Larson will hit it over. Dug up by Beltran. On the far side, looking for the kill, Mayer, but it's dug up by blocked rather by the Wildcats. They get it back over. Lee with the dig now for the Tigers and hit over by Beltran. Dug up by the Wildcats and now kept alive somehow by Lee. In and over by Portine, and Carlson tap across, dug up by Lee. Portine, Kloss, dug up by Sandberg, and Mayer will get it back over, but it's out. Another good point there by both squads, but you can see the Wildcats starting to get a little bit into rhythm here. And hopefully they can get deeper into that rhythm and then start to get more points headed in their direction. This serve is over from Addix, dug up by the Wildcats. Cave looks for the kill, and that's going to get down. Mariah Cave with the kill to make it 15-8. Loma out, Al-Khatib in, Cave back to serve. Now the Wildcats need to get a few points in a row here. As Cave with the serve, it's over, it's in! Mariah Cave with an ace there. An ace for Mariah Cave to make it 15-9. Cave's serve is over. This time dug up by Lee. On the far side, Beltran looks to get it. Al-Khatib and Carlson there for the block. Dug up by Mayer. To Sandberg. Carlson will tap it over. Dug up by Lee, though, of the Tigers. 14, Kloss will look for the kill. Off the block, and Carlson couldn't reach back and get to it, and neither could Mayer. And that'll make it 16-9. Princeton. Ava Mayer. Few substitutions here for the Princeton Tigers. As this one is over, dug up by Loma. And Carlson will hit it across. Nice. Took something off that one, but the Tigers do get to it. And this one is over, dug up by Loma. Al-Khatib will hit it back over the net, dug up by the Tigers. And on the far side, that hit the net. I think that hit the net. Oh. They're going to say it was blocked. I thought it had hit the net from my angle, but they say it was blocked out of bounds. And Ava Meyer will get set to serve. Her serve is over. Loma with the dig. Sandberg tried to get it set, but it was a miscommunication there on the side of the Wildcats, and it's 18-9. By the way, up at Hinckley, the Jaguars win set 3, 25-17, so that's going to a fourth set. And the Wildcats hoping they can do that here. This serve into the net, going to make it 18-10. Looks like we'll have a couple substitutions. Osmondson will be in for Carlson. And Mayer out, and in for her is going to be Larson. That's Milana Larson. Osmondson will go back to serve. Her serve is up and over, dug up by Smith towards the front of the net. Tigers get it, dug up by Sandberg, and up and over the bench of the Wildcats to make it 19-10. And we'll get a substitution or two here for the Princeton Tigers. It's going to be Sierra Christopher, and she'll go back to serve. Her serve is up, and it is over. Dug up by Larson. And Al-Khatib tried to just lay it lightly over the net. I like the idea, but just did not get enough on it. It stays on the Wildcats side. It's 20-10. Sierra Christopher's serve up and just over the net on the line drive. Sandberg couldn't get to it on the dive, and it's 21-10, an ace for Sierra Christopher. She will serve again. It is up and it is over. This time Sandberg with the clean dig. Over the net, though, and just tapped down by the Tigers' Noble. 22-10. Sarah Christopher with the serve. It's over. Dug up by Larson. Oh, it hit the rafters. And it came down, and Osmondson really had no chance to catch up to that one. Alana Larson got the clean dig, but that one went high into the rafters. And as that one came down, it hit the rafters, and Osmondson, just caught her off guard. And this one is hit back over. Thought it was coming my way, but it's over by Larson, Kayla Larson. And that one through the block, kept alive. Loma and Sandberg cannot keep it alive. Man, what an effort there by the Wildcats. Almost had it, but that will make it match point now for the Tigers. Sarah Christopher with the serve. It's long. 24-11. The Wildcats need 13 straight points to erase match point, that is. In is Friedner. Out is Sandberg. Back to serve is Kayla Larson. Larson serve is over. Dug up by Lee. And they'll look to end it here, but it's tapped over. Loma with the diving dig to Osmondson. Friedner looks for the kill, and that's going to go off of the dig of Maddie Dockendorf and out of bounds, and that will make it 24-12. So the Wildcats get one back here, and Kayla Larson back to serve again. Her serve is over. Dug up by Dockendorf. Al-Khatib with the kill. Well, they went after the freshman Dockendorf again there, but I think Princeton coach maybe arguing that one of her players was tying her shoe, but she wanted to redo the point, but not going to be able to redo it because it didn't notice the untied shoe. But that one gets over, and it's pushed back down by the Tigers, and that will do it. Set 3 belongs to the Tigers again, and in all three, it is 25-13, 25-13, 25, you guessed it, 13 again, as the Princeton Tigers get the victory 25-13. So that is it here inside Chisago Lakes High School. The Tigers defeat the Wildcats 25-13 in all three sets. And the Tigers will get out of here with their 15th win on the season and move to 15-1. We'll keep track as much as we can closely on that East Central Hinckley-Finlayson game while we're still on air. But for now, we're going to hear a word from our fine sponsors. We'll come back, recap this one, let you know what's coming up for the Wildcats the rest of this week. And for us broadcast-wise, as you're listening to Volleyball here on Nice 95.5.
Rush City Auto invites you to come on in and check out their full lot of quality used vehicles. They got a car or truck for any size budget. Get your next vehicle from a local dealer with a great reputation. Rush City Auto wants to get you into a vehicle that you will love at a price you can afford. For more information, visit them online at rushcityauto.com and make sure you like Rush City Auto on Facebook to stay up to date with their inventory. Rush City Auto, quality used vehicles. rushcityauto.com.
Hey there, neighbors. Matt Winsan, CEO Burnett Dairy. Farmers are the people that wake up before the sun, who battle the elements, and tend to their crops and herds with a passion that runs deep in their veins. At this time, I would personally like to thank the farmers. From all of us at Burnett Dairy Cooperative to all of our incredible farmers, thank you. Burnett Dairy Cooperative. Real farms, real flavor.
Sean here from Burnett Dairy Cooperative. We care about your comfort and safety. Regularly checking your propane gauge is critical, and when it reaches 30%, it's time to give us a call at 715-689-1032 to request a fill. Reliable service from your local cooperative, Burnett Dairy, your trusted propane partner.
Kettle River Pizza is a proud supporter of sports teams and community organizations. Local groups and teams across the state have had amazing success with Kettle River Pizza fundraising. From sausage and pepperoni to chicken Alfredo or the hot Hawaiian, the cheesy deliciousness practically sells itself. Visit kettleriverpizza.com to schedule your next fundraiser. It's so easy to get started. Got a pizza craving now? Pick up a Kettle River Pizza at your local grocery store or convenience store today.
Back here on 95.5 FM, KBEK, the Wildcats fall to the Princeton Tigers 3-0. The Tigers move to 15-1 on the year. The Wildcats move to 4-12. Taking a look at the schedule here for the Wildcats the rest of the week. No games not no games tomorrow, but no volleyball game tomorrow. Then they will have a game on Thursday in which they will get to host Cambridge Isani. That should be a great matchup. Another Mississippi 8 Conference matchup there for the Chisago Lakes Wildcats, and they will welcome in the Cambridge Isani Blue Jackets. That'll be Teacher Appreciation Night there for the Wildcats. Then on Saturday, as I mentioned in the pregame, the Wildcats will get to host their own tournament here on Saturday. A couple of our local schools will be there. Cambridge Isani will come back on Saturday after playing here Thursday, and Pine City will be here on Saturday as well. I'm really excited to see the outcome of that Chisago Lakes Cambridge Isani game, because I think that will be one where it was kind of like Becker last week. I think that one will be one where, Chisago Lakes and Cambridge Isani might go again all 5. And I think that one's going to be a really good one. Unfortunately, we won't be a part of that one, sadly. I wish we could be, but unfortunately we have other games that we are going to be at. But again, we will make sure to keep you updated on what the score and final of that one is as we go forward. But as we look again, it'll be Thursday. The Wildcats get to host the Blue Jackets of Cambridge Isani. And then on Saturday, they get to host their home tournament in which Cambridge Isani will come back, and Pine City will be here for that tournament as well. For the Princeton Tigers, this will not be it for their week. No, they will play on Thursday as well, but they'll play at home on Thursday against another Mississippi 8 Conference opponent, and they'll welcome in Becker on Thursday for a home matchup there. And then, then they will not play until next week. So they do, they do have a tournament here. I forgot about that. They do have a tournament on Saturday. It just wasn't in bold, so I couldn't see it. I'm blind, ladies and gentlemen. Just give me a break. But no, they will have a game Thursday at home against Becker. Then on Saturday, they will travel up to Mora High School for a tournament up there where we'll also see Baram, as well as Hinckley Finlayson and Rush City, and, of course, the hosting school, Mora, at that tournament. And that should be a good one as well. We've got a couple of our local teams there. Rush City. I want to see Rush City Princeton play because that looks like that could be a great matchup. But then Princeton, after that, won't play until it looks like next Tuesday. So they'll have a little bit of a break there before their next game. But, again, they play Thursday at home against Becker. Then Saturday they'll be at the Mora tournament where all of our other local schools will be. Coming up for us the rest of this week, we won't have anything till Thursday, and that will be volleyball when Pine City hosts Aiken over on this station. Yeah, you might say it's weird to see Pine City on KBK. Well, we've got another local team going on our other station. So on this station on Thursday, Pine City will host Aiken in volleyball, and then over on 106.5 FM, AM 1350, it'll be football, Thursday night football. No, not the NFL. It's high school Thursday night football as East Central will host Barnum. Then on Friday, it's more football. As on this station, 95.5 FM KBK, Mora will host Pine City. That should be a great rivalry game. Both of those teams looking for their first win of the season. That should be a fun one. Then over on 100.9 FM, North Branch will host Duluth-Denfeld. That should be a good one. Those two teams, Duluth-Denfeld undefeated, North Branch 3-1 after a exciting game against Hermantown that I got to be a part of. Then they beat Mora last week. And then Rush City will host Aiken on 106.5 FM, AM 1350 on Friday. That should be a good one as Rush City looks to remain undefeated on the year, but Aiken coming in sporting a 2-2 record. But again, Aiken always has been known as a very good team throughout the years, and they look to try and get another win there on Friday, but Rush City hoping to have a say about it and get their 5th win as well. So that's what's coming up for us broadcast-wise coming up the rest of the week. And for the Wildcats and the Tigers, they'll both play Thursday. They'll both be in tournaments on Saturday. Chisago Lakes will host their own tournament, while the Tigers will be up at the Mora tournament, while Bram, Rush City, and a couple of our other local schools will be. Pine City will be here on Saturday as well. So again, the Tigers get the victory here tonight over the Wildcats, 3-0. The score in all of the sets was 25-13. Yes, that was the final in each of the 3 sets played here tonight. 25-13, Princeton gets the victory in all 3 this evening. I want to thank you all for tuning in here tonight. Thanks so much for tuning in. You give me a job to do, so I appreciate you all tuning in here tonight. Thanks so much for tuning in. And, of course, if you're listening on our YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe to the YouTube. Hit that red subscribe button. That way you'll get notified anytime that we go live with any sort of local sporting event, whether it's football, volleyball, winter sports, it doesn't matter. If you're subscribed, you'll get notified anytime we go live with a local sporting event. And then all you have to do is click that notification. It will take you right to the live audio and or video. Again, stay tuned to our morning shows here on 95.5 FM KBEK with Rockin' Robin Riley at 7:30 and 8:30. Then over on 100.9 FM with Joshua Miron at 7:45 and 8:45 for your local sports updates. We'll recap games we've been at. Also, we'll talk regional and national sports as well. Then stay tuned to our websites at WCMPradio.com, KBEK.com, as well as our social media pages, our Facebook pages for both stations, and our Twitter at WCMP Radio. For all things local sports, interviews, breaking sports news, LOI signings, records being broken, coaches leaving, coaches being hired, student athletes signing or just having significant parts of their athletic careers happen. All that and more you can find on our websites and our social media pages, so be sure to go and like and or subscribe to all of those. Of course, want to thank all of our fine sponsors here tonight. Thanks so much to all of them for sponsoring this and every other broadcast that we cover. We appreciate them for all that they do here and for all the sponsorship they give us, because if it weren't for them, well, we wouldn't be able to come out here and broadcast any of these games. So we appreciate all the sponsorship that we get for all of our games and then some. Again, the final here on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard, the Tigers get the victory over the Wildcats, 3-0. Each set ended with a score of 25-13. Once again, thank you all for tuning in. Appreciate you all for tuning in. Give me a job to do. And, of course, remember to be kind to everyone. You never know what someone is going through, and your kindness could make their day. For Nice 95.5 FM, I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. Have a great rest of your night.